Motionless. In the darkness of the night, when the world was asleep, Alex suddenly woke up from a suffocating feeling. He tried to open his eyes, but they seemed glued shut. Fear filled his heart as he realized he couldn't move. The sense of helplessness crashed over him, and he let out a quiet moan. "Why can't I get up?" he whispered into the emptiness. There was no answer. All he felt was a cold, silent presence pressing down on him, as if invisible hands were holding him in bed. In a panic, Alex began to scream, "Help! Anyone!" But his voice drowned in the darkness. He remembered how his life had always been filled with hustle and endless tasks. He was busy with work, striving for success, but what did it all really mean? His thoughts jumped from fear to reflection. "I have always been trapped," he finally said aloud. "Trapped by my ambitions, my fears." And then he felt his body grow even heavier. "Who are you?" he asked, blindly addressing the darkness. Suddenly, the room filled with an unusual chill, and before him appeared a figure in a black cloak, with a face hidden in shadows. Alex felt his heart freeze in terror. "I have come for you," the figure said in a low, barely audible voice. "No!" Alex shouted, trying with all his might to break free from the invisible shackles. "I'm not ready." Death merely watched quietly. Her presence was so terrifying that Alex felt tears well up in his eyes. "You live in fear, in chaos," she said. "You do not know what true life is. But today, I have come to take you with me." Alex stared at her in horror, his voice barely audible. "Please!" he cried. "I don't want to die. I still have many plans. I want to see how everything turns out." "You do not understand," Death replied, leaning closer. "You spend your life chasing things that do not matter. Everything you have achieved is merely a shadow, nothing more." Alex felt panic wash over him. Everything he had managed to accomplish now seemed so insignificant. "I don't know what to do," he exclaimed, his voice filled with fear. "What can I change?" Death paused as if considering. "You have the opportunity to change your life," she finally said, "but only if you choose correctly. I give you a second chance." Alex could hardly believe his ears. "A second chance? How can I use it?" he asked, his voice becoming quiet and trembling. "Understand that life is not a race for success," she said, her tone growing softer. "It consists of small things, of genuine moments of happiness. Use this chance to free yourself from the chains you have placed upon yourself." "But how?" Alex kept asking, feeling hope begin to break through his fear. "How do I do that?" "Start with simple things," Death replied. "Stop, look around. Find joy in what surrounds you. Allow yourself to be vulnerable. Allow yourself to feel. And remember that life is short. Every moment matters." Death stepped back, and the darkness around him began to dissolve. Alex felt fear gradually leaving him, leaving only deep awareness. "I don't know how," he said with hope in his voice. "Just start by being yourself," she said, and her voice gradually faded away. "If you lose yourself again, I will always be nearby." As the darkness dissipated, Alex found himself back in his bed, once again able to move. He took a deep breath and hopefully looked toward the dawn, realizing that now he had a chance to change his life. But the decision would depend solely on him.